Today I'm back with a little dinner inspiration. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Kira if you are new, and today I am back with my once a month what's for dinner inspiration, but this time it's without kid approval. So I put together some meals I know my kids would never eat because they're not home. And so we got to eat what adults would eat if we were living the single life. So we kind of downplayed some things. We did soup and sandwiches and cool things that the kids would never eat, like cornbread and hot dog casserole. A whole bunch of really fun recipes. So I'm gonna take you down into my digital cookbook. There are quite a few recipes I showed you before and after, or walked you through how I made everything. So I'm pretty sure we can bring you some great dinner inspiration this time. So here we go. Let me show you what we had without the kids this month. All right, you guys, so teriyaki chicken was on the menu for tonight, like a Hawaiian version. So I shared with you guys this chicken in a previous What's for Dinner, and I said it was kind of hard to really see, and then I shared with you in the Sam's Club haul what the actual chicken looks like in the bag. But there is so many different ways to use this teriyaki chicken. It's by Tyson. It's super simple. It already comes like grilled and marinated and filled with that teriyaki flavor in the bag. And then however you choose to use it, like I just sauteed this in the pan with a little bit of pineapple juice and the pineapples, well, it's the coconut water pineapples from Sam's Club, but I sauteed the chicken and the pineapple all together, and then I just put it over white rice. And then this is that strawberry balsamic glaze I got from Aldi, and I just kind of drizzled it over the top just to give it a little extra depth. But it smells delicious. It tastes so good. It's so summery and light and easy, and it's so simple because the chicken's already cooked in the bag. So this was definitely a simple dinner for us tonight. Again, like that brown texture and color, but it is so good. All right, you guys, so for tonight for dinner we did shish kebabs, little shishies, so yummy. And then this is that elote pasta salad from Aldi, and then these are the veggies I got from Aldi. And I was just saying, like, I feel like even with a million ounces of lighting in my house, you can't even see everything. But we got purple onion down there and green bell pepper. That's a mushroom, pineapple, teriyaki chicken. Got more purple onion, red bell pepper, yellow bell pepper, more purple onion, chicken, pineapple. Got a tomato right there. So this is a lot for me, actually. My husband just said, why did you make a plate so big? You know you're not going to finish that, which is really funny because there's actually not really a whole lot here, but I won't eat it all. But we did put some teriyaki glaze on it and then put that on the barbecue. And this is that Tyson teriyaki chicken, but it's already cooked, which was great because, like Daryl said, since the chicken was already cooked, it let him cook the veggies until they were done. Usually the veggies get overdone because you're trying to cook the meat, but since it was already cooked, it just was allowed him to temper the veggies just right. And this elote pasta salad is so yummy. But all right, you guys, this is what we're having for dinner tonight. All right, you guys, I hate to say it, but tonight for dinner is matangas. I know, it's blows my mind, right? But I had a employee at work. It was her 3-year anniversary, and so we do like work-anniversary celebrations. And so the company did cake for her and a gift card and a card and stuff, but I wanted to treat to dinner. So I told her, hey, wherever you want, whatever you want, let me know. I'll get it for you. She's like, I hate to say this to you, but my favorite is pizza. So I want pizza. And I hate to say it, but I can't eat crap. Like, I can't do Domino's. I can't do Marco's. I can't do Papa John. None of them. I just don't like non-homemade dough, if that makes any sense. If it's prefabricated dough, I'm just not into it. I don't like Little Caesars. I just don't like that stuff. I grew up in New York. So, I mean, if I'm going to eat pizza, it better be damn good pizza. And I will never take the quality of food away from Matinga's. I don't like the people, but I could eat their pizza all day, and I literally haven't had their pizza in 6 months. So when she said I want pizza, I said, okay, well, I hate to say it, but if we're having pizza, it's got to be Matinga's. So she got pepperoni and ground beef and extra cheese on hers, and then we got one with sausage, but this is one of my favorites. I didn't get the cup and char pepperoni. That's super, super pricey. They like up the prices now. It's like $6 to add that topping to the pie, so I didn't want to add that, but I got regular pepperoni and red onion and ricotta, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put some Mike's Hot Honey on it, and then this is their Texas Ranch, which is jalapeno and cilantro mixed inside of regular home-style ranch. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some hot honey on my pizza. I love that, and then I'm gonna put that with the Texas Ranch, and I'm gonna enjoy my pizza. I brought mine home. I didn't want to indulge with them there. I wanted to cry a little bit while I ate it, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to indulge in this really yummy, as much as I hate to say it, pizza slice. All right, you guys. So tonight for dinner, I'm doing one of those Taylor Farms salad kits. This is the Steakhouse wedge salad. I did bring it with me to work so that I can add a little bit of chicken to it. I tried to eat it at work, but I really just wasn't feeling it. So I brought it home, and it is romaine lettuce and then broccoli slaw, which is like broccoli and carrot stalks shaved in. And then there's a little bit of radicchio in there. It came with some crumbled bacon pieces. It came with those little crispy onions too that you put on side of a green bean casserole for like Thanksgiving. It had little Steakhouse seasoning dressing, and then the blue cheese dressing, and then I just added a little bit of chicken. It is just like a little small container. I still probably won't even finish this, but this is what I'm having for dinner tonight. Definitely feels weird without feeding kids. I did say that I would make some omelets for the guys tonight. So if I do make omelets, I will share with you what I make for them. But this is what I'm eating for dinner tonight. All right, you guys. So tonight for dinner is kind of like a leftover dump casserole. And it's totally something that these kids would never eat. So we had some leftover hot dogs on 2 separate occasions. Once Paul made the whole package. I'm like, what are you doing? Why would you make the whole pack? You know we would never eat the whole thing. And so the leftover hot dogs that were cooked, I froze right away. And then for an appetizer night, we made pigs in a blanket. And we had a bunch of like little hot dogs left over that I didn't have enough what do you call it, the stinking dough, whatever, the biscuits to roll over the hot dogs to make the pigs in a blanket. So I froze what was left of those. I took them out tonight. I mixed both hot dogs. I cut them up into little pieces and mixed them in with baked beans, and I put in shredded cheese and some brown sugar and a little bit of maple syrup, mixed that all up, put it into the casserole dish, and then I made this cornbread. I also put in some Mike's Hot Honey into the cornbread mix, and then I put the cornbread mix on top, and I baked it in the oven for 20 minutes. Then I pulled it out, and you can see I put cheese and more drizzles of the Mike's Hot Honey on top, and then put it back in the oven for another 15 minutes. And then poof, here it is. You can see it's like steam still coming from my bowl. I definitely won't be able to eat all of that, but you can see how yummy that is. I think you can see. I don't have my glasses on, so I'm hoping you guys can see. Let me zoom in a little so that my old eyes can see. There we go. Okay, so you got some cornbread in there and all the goodies. That looks so, so good. I am excited to dive into that. And again, definitely an addition to the dinners that kids won't eat. But that is what we're having for dinner tonight. All right, you guys. So I wanted to show you dinner before... let me move it out of the way better so you can see. Okay, I wanted to show you dinner before it goes in. I don't usually do that, but I thought that would be cool while I had it. So I have the big thick pork spare ribs that I got from Aldi that I thought would be really yummy. I went ahead and put that in the crock pot. I'll show you the seasoning I use, but it's McCormick's Hickory Molasses. So I went ahead and sprinkled that all inside on top of the pork ribs on both sides. And then I added just a Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce and a 1/4 cup of apple juice. It kind of mixes really well with the barbecue sauce. It still stays sweet, but it adds a little bit of liquid to the bottom so it thins out the barbecue sauce for it to kind of go over the ribs. And then I put a little bit of some sliced red onion down in there just to give it a little bit of flavor. I've been mass cooking today. You can see that's the clip I just shared with you guys of the cornbread mix. And then now I'm making this, and I'm also making BLTs and ham and potato soup today. This way I can mass cook for the week. So this is what it looks like before. And then once I plate it with the mac and cheese, I'll share with you guys what it looks like after. All right, you guys, so here's the aftermath. I showed you what it looked like in the crock pot. And then I think I showed the pasta salad box too at the end of the grocery haul. But there is the pork spare rib. These are the boneless pork spare ribs that I got from Aldi. And then I put them in that crock pot with the apple juice and the barbecue sauce and that honey maple bourbon seasoning, and then slow cooked it all day. Covered it with the barbecue sauce on my plate, so it's super fork tender. And then this is that dill pickle pasta salad. I have to say, I'm a little disappointed. Like, the pasta salad is really, really good, but only because I went with my own instinct. It said to add 1 tablespoon of water and then a 1/4 cup of olive oil with the seasoning packet. And then it was like just this very concentrated seasoning sludge at the bottom of the bowl. And then you were just supposed to put the pasta in it. And when I did, it was so concentrated that I didn't think it was good. So I added like a 1/2 cup of mayo, and I just made it on the creamy side. And then it came out really good. I was laughing when I put it in the bowl because I said, all right, damn girl, you actually came up with a better recipe than the one on the box, because their way of doing it was definitely not good. But it's a lot better with the creaminess. Izzy came over and last night, and whatever was left in the bowl, she pretty much licked clean and said, oh yeah, if you didn't put the mayo in it, it wouldn't have been good. And it was definitely good. So I've stolen a few bites already, and I'm gonna try and sit down now and eat this guy. But all right, you guys, that's my ribs and my pasta salad. This is what's for dinner tonight. All right, you guys, so this is what's for dinner. This is definitely not going to be what I eat, but I want to show you guys what we're having. So I did make this plate. I really only want the soup with the crackers. I probably won't finish that either, but that's what really sounds good to me, just that hot soup with the crackers. But we're having that with BLTs. So these are the hoagie rolls that I had ordered something different from Walmart, but it was a substitution a couple of weeks ago, so I dug them out of the freezer. And then there is lettuce, tomato, bacon, mayo, and red onion. I'm thinking about maybe putting egg whites on it in the morning and having it for breakfast, but we'll see if I'm in the mood for that. But this is the ham and potato soup that I pulled out of the freezer. We had this like maybe a month or two ago. This is actually ham from Easter that my girlfriend smoked on her smoker, and then we pulled it apart and we used it for so many stinking meals, and one of them was this ham and potato soup. So I pulled it out of the freezer to have soup and sandwiches, and it sounds like so warm and cozy and kind of what I'm in the mood for. So this is what's for dinner tonight. I will link the very first video that I shared this in, because I broke down how I made the soup. So I'll link that video for you guys so you can see how I made the soup, and I think you guys can figure out how to make a BLT, right? But all right, you guys, I'm gonna go dig into my soup. I'll see you tomorrow for what's for dinner. All right, you guys, so this is what's for dinner tonight. So we took out some sauce that I had already made in the freezer. You guys always ask for my sauce recipe, so I'll just link that video for you, or it's in my cookbook. But we just did that on some ziti. Just put a little bit of that Mama Francesca's Parmesan cheese on top. And then this are those little like cheesy breadsticks that we got from Aldi. They're very, very good. It's been a while since I have them and I missed them. They were really, really yummy. So tonight is something simple, just some pasta and Parmesan cheese and breadsticks. The kids would eat this, but at least tonight we don't have to share. This is what's for dinner tonight. All right, you guys. So this is what's for dinner tonight. So this is that Gyro kit that I got from Aldi. This is the first time I've ever got it from here, and this is the chicken one. It is fantastic. It was super, super easy. The kit comes with like the pita bread, 5 of them, and you're supposed to just warm it on a frying pan, just a little bit of like cooking spray, 30 to 60 seconds, depending on how toasty that you want it on each side. And then the little pieces of chicken right here, they're just, as you can see, just the thin shaved pieces. And there's 25 pieces in there, so 5 pieces for each of the pita breads. And then it also comes with a full package of tzatziki sauce. And then I just added lettuce, tomato, and red onion. And then on the side, I have some watermelon with a little bit of tahini on there. And then that's it, you guys. And that is what we're having for dinner tonight. This, I believe, was $12.99 for this kit, which is really, really amazing, because if you break that down, it ends up being like $2.50, $2.75 a gyro, which is so good since it's super hearty. Like, I won't finish that, so that is really, really good. Definitely excited to try this. I will let you guys know how this is. Ton of leftovers between this and pasta from last night. We will be good for a couple of days. All right, guys, if you watched my vlog, then you saw what we're having for dinner tonight. I actually picked on a bunch of pieces while I was cooking and putting it out, and there's not a whole lot in the bag, so I only had took 2 pieces after now to make my plate. But this is like our Chinese food night. I really was hoping for that Guy Fieri's crab rangoon. That really just would have gone so well with this bowl, but that's a pork egg roll from Aldi. And then I just made some white rice in the Instant Pot, and I have just a little bit of that orange sauce that comes with the chicken drizzled over, and then I'll use duck sauce for my egg roll, but I have a little bit of the orange glaze over my rice. And like I said, I just have 2 of those pieces of chicken. But if you guys saw my vlog, like, the frying pan in that bag was just not a lot. And then Rocky was here, so she ate, and then I still have 2 grown men to feed, so I just took 2 little pieces of chicken, but that's okay. I don't eat much anyways. But this is our eclectic little Chinese food night. I am really looking forward to going to Trader Joe's, because although this orange chicken from Walmart is good, especially if you don't have a Trader Joe's, I would take this all day, every day. But to have Trader Joe's orange chicken and then eat this, it like doesn't hold in comparison. So I am definitely gonna have to go take a trip to Trader Joe's, because this chicken was just like a tease. But all right, you guys, this is what we're having for dinner tonight. All right, you guys, so this is what's for dinner. So I have the bratwurst that we got from Sam's Club. Hubby had the bratwurst, the harvest cheddar ones that we got from Aldi. He was not a huge fan of these. These are definitely have like a very smoked sausage flavor. I love that. Paul loved that. So we've been eating these ones. Paul put them on the grill. They came out perfect. But Daryl's just not a huge fan of really sausage like that. That's why I got him just a regular cheddar bratwurst from Aldi, and he's been eating those. And then this is that, speaking of Aldi, this is that spicy buffalo mac and cheese. This stuff was on sale for 99 cents. What a great deal. It is really, really good. Like, I'm super surprised. It was just butter and milk like any other mac and cheese. I expected it to be really spicy, but it's not. Like, the spicy buffalo is just good flavor. So I really liked that. And then again with Aldi, I have their Chick-fil-A dupe sauce over there that I'm going to dunk my bratwurst in. The guys are having theirs on a hot dog bun, but Mama is going carbless. I already have pasta. So this is how I'm eating mine, and this is what's for dinner tonight. All right, you guys, super simple dinner tonight. Definitely something the kids would have eaten, but again, just another night that we don't really have to share. And now this will last for quite a few nights, especially since we're going into a busy 4th of July weekend. So this is actually the Barilla pasta. It's the protein one, and I've not had this one before. We just got the pack recently from Sam's Club, and I'm really curious to see if it's very protein filled like it says, or if it's extra filling like it says that it does, which I think is great, just to have that extra protein even when you're eating pasta. So we have that Barilla protein pasta with the Rayos Alfredo, and then just some diced up chicken breast that I sauteed in a little bit of garlic and oil. And then poof, a little bit of extra heavy cream. I had some leftover from that tres leches cake, so that went in there along with some extra Parmesan cheese and some extra garlic and parsley. And then that is pure numminess. And then this is the garlic bread that we got from Aldi. I'm gonna be honest, those breadsticks were a lot better than the garlic bread is. It's good, but those breadsticks were killer. I loved the flavor of them. They were really, really good. This is a meh. It'll go for tonight, but I probably wouldn't repurchase. Not that I visit Aldi often, but I'll definitely keep that in mind for the future. But all right, you guys, this is what's for dinner tonight. All right, you guys, so this is what is for dinner tonight. And this is that lazy enchilada casserole that I kind of got inspired by Vanessa to make. And now this is the second time I'm making it. I made it a little smaller this time because the kids weren't home, but I'm starting to get the hang of what works for us in this casserole, and I think it comes out really good. So I layer on the bottom just a can of refried beans. So like I just smooth the beans out on the bottom, and then I put a little bit of that peach mango salsa on top, and then a layer of cheese, and then some of that tortilla. And then I put ground turkey that I seasoned with taco meat, and a layer of corn, and then some nacho cheese, and then another layer of tortilla. And then I did the enchilada sauce, and then more shredded cheese, and then baked it in the oven. And it just comes out so, so good. And it's just hearty enough that you don't even need a lot of it. So, I mean, you can see that that's the only little bit of portion that I took. And I put some sour cream on there. I think I might cut up a little bit of red onion and throw it on top. I think that would be a nice, like, fresh little additive to it. I love like green onion or red onion or something on the top of a taco. So that'll probably be really good. But all right, you guys, I think that's it. And I think this also closes out our what's for dinner this time. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to comment down below. Let me know your favorite dinner that you saw in this time. I appreciate you guys so, so much. Subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, you guys.